Welcome to the Hancock Park Referral Network. It is Tuesday, May 4th. Liberty, did you have your birthday yet?
It's not
wait,
mine.
somebody's birthday was
No,
coming.
it's Laisha's and she's in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's like happy birthday to somebody.
Remember to list your name and category in your Zoom ID. Aisha, do you know how to do that?
I do, and I will do that now.
Okay, I'm going to do that too. And then, you can post contact info or whatever in the chat. And this meeting is being recorded for possible publication in advertising and marketing. Let me change my name here. All right. Now, let's go to the next slide, Jimmy. Awesome. So this is for guests. Just a quick name, company, and category, and who invited you. Aisha?
Hello there. My name is Aisha Dillard, and I was invited by the fabulous, wonderful artist that is Liberty Worth.
Fantastic. Welcome. Nice to have you here today. Do we have any other guests? I think that is it for today. All right, Jimmy, next slide, please. All right, today let's have Russ.
All right, here's the creed. LATIP is a professional organization of men and women dedicated to the highest standards of competence and service. Our purpose is the exchange of business tips. Members will, at all times, maintain the highest professional integrity. Each business category is represented by one member only, and conflicts of interest are disallowed.
Beautiful. You'd never even know that this is Russ's third language. That's fantastic. Well done. Next, let's do Antonio. We're shaking his head there.
I thought my video was off. Definition of a tip. A qualified business tip is a company or business who's interested in a specific service or product and is expecting a phone call from an HP&R member, which is Hancock Park Referral Network.
All right. Very good. Thank you very much. All right. Good morning, everybody. Today we have BJ, who's going to be doing a little showboating of her videos and such. Been excited about that. Also want to review what we talked about last week, which was tip storming, what each one of us specifically is looking for so that we can be top of mind for the rest of us. And then we'll do some commercials. We'll practice our commercials. Sorry, Antonio?
Sorry, I was saying Festivus for the rest of us. Don't mind me. Coffee's just kicking in.
All right, great. So BJ, are you ready? Oh, we can't hear you.
I just realized that. Okay. So I have to share my screen, but I don't remember how to, never mind.
Remember how to share your screen? There's a little menu bar.
Yeah.
BJ, you want to pull the video up first and then share the screen.
Yes.
In the meantime, John, banjo. No? All right. I tried.
A little mood music. Is that what you're
There you
looking
go.
for, Antonio?
Yeah.
You guys see that?
It's white screen.
How about now?
There it is.
Now we can see you.
Good morning, everyone. I am known as BJ the photographer to my clients, or you guys, and started in 2012. I do a little bit of every type of photography, and I started at college, which was Howard University. I worked with a group called NABJ, which is a National Association of Black Journalists, and also a dance company, and that's kind of really where I got the feel for working in the photography business and just seeing like what it would be like as a profession. And then once I got back to LA, ended up doing a lot of, oh, actually, I remember shooting in New Orleans. I got hired by NABJ to do basically their panel discussions, and ended up getting pictures of President Biden. He did some speeches out, well, now President Biden doing speeches. So it's kind of crazy how that turned into him being the president. But I just thought I'd share that. It now has expanded into more photo genres as far as headshots, engagements, creative direction, which I'll share in a minute, and editing of videos and photos. Here is some of my work, starting off with headshots and portraits. These are more recent. I think I've shared some of my work on my last showboat. So these are some different ones just to spice it up a little bit. I get a lot of like business as far as business, real estate headshots, acting headshots. This is actually, oh my God, I can't remember his name right now, but this is one of a recommendation from Antonio. This is their son. Such a sweet kid. Say it one more time.
Tycho.
Echo. Okay. So
No,
this.
Tycho.
Oh, Tycho. Sorry. Thank you. Super sweet kid. Really easy to work with. So I do work with kids. On the right, this was a modeling headshot, super fierce. Then we have some family headshots I did for Christmas. This actually on the bottom right is well, actually the both. So the top left is a family whose maternity shoot I did prior, as well as the bottom. So I got to see both of these babies after they came out of the mom, which is super cool. These are also some modeling and acting headshots that I've done. This is the mom actually that I was just discussing for maternity, and really great experience working with them. These are some recent wedding photos that I did on the left, and then the maternity that I spoke about on the right. More maternity. I usually leave it up to the client to do the creative. They usually have an idea already of what they want, but I try to bring them a creative direction as well. So this is also a collab with my help on the left as well as the right. I also do product photography and lifestyle work. So the far left is a photo of jewelry that one of my clients made. So we just painted her all black, threw some of the jewelry on her and went to work. The middle photo is a product shot for a bow tie, and the far right photo is product photography for earrings. Here are some lifestyle shots. This is another client on the right that Antonio recommended. Great family. This is actually the father of the young man you guys saw in the beginning. So the far right photo is for his podcast that he has. And then the far left is for a enlightenment group that this young lady has. Her name is Courtney. And then last but not least, the product shots that I spoke about in the beginning about creative direction. I helped direct this entire thing for a young lady that started a candle line. Super great smells, and just we tried to be creative because she's also a pastry chef. So we kind of went the direction of using the food as a catalyst for the photos. So with that being said, I also do video. So I recently did video with a group called Kadara. They are a CBD women-owned group where we went downtown and to Skid Row and handed out different bags to women and men. So I'll show you guys some of those. I think I have to stop sharing, right, to be able to show a video. Let's see. Okay, it's not working. So some of you have seen the video that I've done with Erik, and that was
BJ,
yes.
do you have the link for it? Can you send it to me and I can try to pull it up while you're talking?
It's not on the link. It's just on my laptop, but I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
sure what's going on with that.
Erik, is your video somewhere I can pull it up?
I am working on pulling it up right now.
Okay, go ahead, BJ.
Yes, so Erik and I, we've done our second video for his real estate business, and both have turned out great. We're still kind of in the process of the second video, but pretty much creative direction for that was with Erik and his assistant, and he had the right idea going right into it, so it turned out to be a great video. And I just recently am doing a product video for a client that has developed an invention, and we're trying to get funds with Indiegogo. So just showing that product in a great light. So once that's finished, I can share that with you guys next week. And here is the video with Erik.
Hi, Erik Flexner here, and starting right now, I'm going to be updating you weekly on the state of the Hancock Park market. COVID has changed so many things, and one of those things is that it's really hard to get into an open house and see the comparables for yourself. One person might tell you the market's going in one direction, another person might tell you it's going in a whole other direction. It's really hard to keep the facts straight. Well, I'm not going to tell you how the market's doing. I'm going to show you with cold hard facts taken directly from the multiple listing service so you can see for yourself.
Tune in to our YouTube channel by searching Erik Flexner in the search bar and stay constantly updated with the Hancock Park real estate market.
Thank you. And that is my showboat. I'm trying to click out of the screen like that's my screen. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Does anyone have any questions? All right.
You had mentioned that for the either products or in the lifestyle shoots and or videos, they normally have an idea of what they're looking for. Have you ever had the situation where they don't know, or they say, I saw someone else's commercial or I saw a video, I want to do it just like that?
Yes.
Or how much cost does it take to go
both.
from that until your finished product?
I've had both. So as far as helping them create the idea or just pushing them in the right direction, they already have their profession. So I'm just going off of whatever their profession was. The young lady that had the light shining behind her with like the striped pants on, like motivational speaking, kind of like enlightenment group type of thing. She wanted bright, vibrant photos. But she wore black. So we went to Greystone Mansion, which is, you're not supposed to go there and shoot photos. So we kind of snuck in and the sun was in the perfect angle. So I was just like, okay, let's go here. Let's do this. So it worked out as far as the idea. I kind of set up the location and just knew that the sun would be hitting well in that area or whatever the case. So there's times where the person isn't giving me enough information and I can't think of anything. So it kind of might be a bland kind of photo, but they still love them. I mean, to me, it'll be bland, but it always ends up working out, whatever the case is, as far as the lifestyle. With products, it's a little more easy. You want something sharp depending on what the product is, or you just want it to capture the audience. So, but I haven't had any problems there either, as far as capturing the audience with people's products photos.
Just to break in here, Antonio, or somebody, whoever was that question, I had a video that I had done with another videographer, and I just basically showed that to BJ and said, can you make this, and so she totally worked off of a template, which was awesome.
Yeah, and then I
have a
did
question
that as well. Yeah.
I feel so old. What is a lifestyle photo. What does that mean? Because I'm like, well, maybe I need one of those. What is it?
We all need one.
I'm glad you asked. So, and that's not, you're not old. It's just like kind of photographer jargon. But it's basically photos with you in the moment of what you're doing as far as your work, or not so posed photos. So there's like the headshots, which are superposed. There's the product or whatever. But yeah, lifestyle is more of a fluid kind of photo, if that makes sense.
Would you say that lifestyle photos are really like what is necessary in today's market?
I think so. I feel like a post is good to have as like for your business card or your bench or whatever. But as far as lifestyle, yes, I think people react to things that they can relate to. So if you see someone work, I mean, it might look or feel cheesy, but it captures your audience. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking. That was a good question.
I have a question. I know I recently hired a photographer that I think is going on to other projects that she won't have the bandwidth to support, but just editing short and creating short clips for reels on Instagram or kind of like a day in the life on TikTok that can easily kind of be sliced to 30 seconds and shrunk to the screen size. Do you do that also?
I do. And that's actually what I was trying to show you guys, because I created a reel for the downtown handout that we did in Skid Row. So that was a reel. And then I also made a 2-minute video for them. And then I made one where I sliced it up for 30 seconds and then another where I sliced it. So even though I originally started with photography, I do it all. I do the photography, I mean, videography and editing and everything.
Because as far as my circle, it tends to be a lot of people around that are looking for, they don't have the time to edit on TikTok or do whatever. They just want to every 30 days pop up a quick video that shows what they're doing to kind of keep themselves with that social branding content and marketing.
Yeah, that's important. I'm working on my own, so I get it. Yeah.
And you know, with BJ's videos, let's say that she does one for you. The best way that I've figured out how to translate them into money for me. In other words, you know, how do I take this thing and get a client from it? And that is, you know, when I'm talking to somebody on the phone or after I've talked to them on the phone, I'll shoot them the video via text. There's no way they're not going to look at that video now. And that's going to lock in that impression that they have of me. And so I'm making a library with BJ of different kinds of videos for different kinds of clients that I can shoot that to. Yes, it's good on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, but we haven't seen that translate into cold hard cash like we've seen it, where if we're just shooting it to one person who happens to be the exact perfect person for that video, then we really lock it in with them. Yes. And I think everybody in this group can have, you know, can do that.
I also shot I was in Hawaii, as you guys know, last weekend. Great experience. I just mostly worked, so I didn't really get to enjoy it as much as I would have liked, but I can't complain. So I shot in Vogue last week for their first performance in Hawaii, which was beautiful. And it was interesting because they have plastic going across the stage, like a plastic shield, basically, from the audience. And that was their standard. You have to do that to be able to perform now. Or for now, I don't know for how long that'll be. And I wanted to show you guys some of those, but I don't have them to show at the moment, but maybe next week. But I just thought I would share like the plastic thing.
I'm a big In Vogue fan. Yes, please.
Are you? Yes, I will share.
I do need to see those videos, please.
So a lot of the photos were from the side. Like I couldn't do them straight on because of the plastic. It just looked so obtrusive and ugly. But yes, I will share those specifically for Antonio's purpose.
You can email them straight to me. You don't need to. I'll take straight to me. I'll take.
Send you some shots. Print them out and send them.
They'll be
Whatever.
behind him next week on his wall.
Exactly. Yeah, they're going here. Hell yeah.
Blown up.
This is turned into a TV. I'm put this live loop. Just TikTok on repeat. Just like boom.
I got you.
Do you do any type of social media management? Like as far as like
God, no.
No,
No.
we're still working on trying to get a social media person in this group.
Right. Yeah, no, if you guys know someone, that would be great. But no,
Oh, I have a very good friend does it.
oh, where are they?
Definitely connect.
We've been saying, please invite them.
Yes.
A social media. I don't know if she's gonna come in here, but I can
Oh.
definitely tip.
Oh yeah. Share her with us.
She does.
Well,
She lives her own full life. Trust me. I don't know. No.
Well, I don't
No,
know,
I don't do
like
it.
with social media people, if like, do they take on one customer? Like,
No, I think they do
usually
multiple.
it's like thousands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're night owls. They're up all night long. They
Well, we
sleep.
need one because we all need the social media, but we also, they can refer us a lot of business, you guys, because they probably work with a lot of people who need help with their business. So we
Right.
definitely need to get a social media person in here.
Anybody know a social media person?
No, I do. I definitely do. I'll see if she has some other ones that she works with too that can actually come regularly to a meeting because she's all over the place. She works on the road. She doesn't, since it's social media, they don't stay in one spot. They're always traveling, always in and out of places. But she does mainly like artists, singers, musicians, and whatnot. So, but I'll definitely ping her. She's a very, very good friend of mine. Actually, she's a martial artist like me too. That's how we met. We used to train like good 15 years ago.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. Well, anything else for BJ?
Not up there.
All right. Well, thank you so much, BJ.
Thank
And
you.
don't be afraid to break in anytime with a video.
Up in vogue.
Or any video, anytime. We're always open for a little visual content. I'm gonna go over. I want to hone down. Something Aisha said this morning. Aisha, you're going to be the guinea pig today. Was something that really reminded me. Okay, we really need to dig deep here. Okay, so with tipping, right? When we ask what are you looking for? What we want you to tell us, and this is for everybody. I'm going to go through everybody here. We want you to tell us like really specific, like super over the top specific, like not all the different people that you serve, but like one in particular. Okay, because the stories, we are human beings, and stories really, we are built on stories going way back into our ancestry, and stories just really make us perk up. And so when you're talking about what you're looking for, tell a specific story about a specific success. Okay, because what happens is then the rest of us go, oh, I know a person just like that, right? When we're thinking of this big plane of people that we know, it's hard to sort of go, oh, that one or that one. But when you tell a story and you're specific about one service that you provide in each one of your commercials, then we're really going to start, like, it's going to be there when that moment comes up and someone who would be good for you comes into our sphere. So, for example, with Aisha, Jimmy asked earlier, who are you looking to meet? And you said anyone and everyone, which is awesome. That means you can serve a lot of different kinds of clients. But for us, that doesn't help us it doesn't help us in any way, like target somebody in our brain who is in our Rolodex in our brain, right? So, dentists say, anybody who has teeth, and that's not quite enough information for us to really, because that doesn't make me go, oh, John has teeth. I'm going to introduce John. So really dig down and be specific. So I'm going to go through the list of people that we went through last week. And I want you to tell me and us as a group, what is, can we make this even more specific? Okay.
And Eric, just as the new gal,
Yeah.
When we make it very specific, is everyone also going to say what their trade is? I can somewhat see in the name, but it's cut
Yeah.
off by way of the boxes being set up.
Yeah.
But just for a round robin of that, when you're being
Yeah.
specific, would be helpful for me.
Yeah. When we do our commercials, you'll see this later. We're going to go, everybody has to give their name, their company name, the service they provide, and then what they're looking for. Okay. So you'll get a good idea of who everybody is. And then, so let's start. I'm just going to go down the list in order of the people last time. The first person was Antonio, and I'd like you get even more specific if you can. Okay. If this is good, great. If this is what you're happy with, but if not, and you feel like you can get even more specific, let's do this exercise. So, and again, this is not for just for us. This is true. When you're out there in the real world, you need to know what you're looking for specifically. Okay, Antonio, you're looking for small businesses just starting, doing spring cleaning for the year, or maybe someone or some company that somebody who has an old 401k and has a new job.
Oh, meshed them. With a 401k or an IRA, old 401k or multiple old 401ks, we want to combine them all to an IRA as a step of spring cleaning, like getting all their finances together. Or someone who lost a job and they're starting a new company and they need help to manage their investments and also take advantage of some tax strategies for the new business.
Okay, tax strategies. Didn't have that one there. And what I'm trying to figure out, or just for each one of you, is what is the best single sentence, right to the point that you can use for your business so that you are quick strike with and simple and clear and easy to understand, so that you go straight to their amygdala and figure out the person they know for you. So let's do Russ. Very specific. I love this. Somebody with a new baby and no insurance yet.
Okay.
Now,
So, if I could, clarify that a little bit and everything, add some more details. So it could be a family with a new child or a family with kids who they're not insured. Ages between basically 29 and 49 is very helpful. I just recently did a couple of policies for a family with 3 kids out in Arizona. The husband is a truck driver and his wife works from home. She works remotely for a doctor. I think she does medical billing. They have 3 kids. The oldest is special needs. The main concern, that the reason why they wanted to speak with me and a partner of mine, is that they have a house and they're concerned. It's a brand new house, it's $359,000 a mortgage. And they're worried that if something ever happens to either one of them, they want to make sure they have some money to cover the mortgage, but also to have some life insurance protection. But as we started talking with them as well, and we found out that their oldest with special needs, that child will never be going to college. They're always going to be with them. So the concern is what happens when they're both gone? That child is still going to need help. So they want to make sure that they have some things in place in order to take care of that oldest child as well. Because he's going to be facing some different challenges than the other 2 kids. So those are the type of people that I help.
That's great. And you see, with a even going into the specificity of of a special needs child, that rings our bell. Who do I know who has a special needs child? Because that person may or may not know that there are potentially insurance products for specifically set up for that type of family. I know a lot of families like that. So, when we're talking also here in this forum, have a piece of paper there and a pencil ready for when something clicks in your mind, so you can write that name down, because you're going to forget. by the time we get to the end of the meeting. Just jot that name down. And then it's your job to contact that person any way you like. You know, in an easy way. Hey, this is a direct call. Hey, by the way, this is a business call. I have just thought of you. I have this great guy who is looking, you know, I want to introduce the two of you. You guys, I think, would like to know each other, and just make that introduction, whatever it takes. But you got really specific. You're not telling everybody every week everything you do. What you're doing is telling them one thing that you do, okay? And over time, you will have told them a lot of things. But telling them a blanket thing that you do does not referrals get, okay? Being specific about what you do or what you're looking for is what gets referrals. So Doug, who is not here today, he's you know, a baker, and well, he's going to own a bakery, and last week he said he needed to meet an electrician, but he also does IT. I think for this group he wants to be doing the bakery, and that's an easy one. You know, we can all wrap our heads around that one. He probably wants to, you know, any groups that you have, morning meetings or whatever, that would be good for his bakery. Miriam, who is not a member nor with us today, I'll go to the next one. T.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Whole home renovation, ground up, is something you would like to do, right? I mean, this is where you you know, you point out into the left field and say, this is where the ball is going. You really go to the goal here. So can you be more specific to try to jar our memories a little bit about who we can introduce you to?
I was working on my pitches this week. So this is what I've come up with, which is, this is what has been successful for me right now, while I'm still waiting to meet someone who wants to build a whole home renovation. So let me help you. Let me help you save some time. I recently met with my friend Liberty and her husband on a design idea that they were going over for their house. They were going back and forth for probably months. After an hour of speaking with them and us collaborating, we figured out a design concept. We've saved tons of time. Let me help you save some money. I recently had a client who is opening up a restaurant and a mini mart, and he had blueprints drawn, but there are so many holes and so many gaps in those blueprints, so many unanswered questions. If he would have gotten with any other contractor, he would have spent tens of thousands of dollars in change orders, added costs. A consultation with me, a 14-day agreement. I was able to conduct a bid walk, answer all his questions, get him realistic bids from realistic subcontractors, and a full budget, including all of the labor costs, material costs, and equipment costs. Let me help you save time and money.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Next time, T, can you also tell a little success story?
I thought those were successes.
What's that?
In my opinion, those were successes. I've saved time and money.
So next time, tell a specific client story.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with what you just said. It was fantastic. But the more we relate it to a specific client,
okay,
the more it, for some reason, as human beings, it just sticks better. It sticks better when there's a story, when there's a plot. So, you know, hey, I had this client who needed to do a whole home renovation, or needs to do X, Y, Z, and just sort of get people into the story. And then that story sticks. And then in the future, when they're talking to somebody, that story comes back in their mind while they're talking to them. So stories are great.
Okay. Can I say one thing about T's share? She did share a little bit with me about Liberty's visit, and it stuck out to me because she said they were discussing about a specific door or something, and she was like, yeah, but you can move the door over here, or something like that, basically. And Liberty and her husband hadn't thought of that. So I think that is a good, like, short, quick story to share, because it's something that stands out where the person that you could recommend to her may not be thinking in the same light that she is, because she is the contractor. So, you know, does that make sense? Just to share it that way. So yeah, that's my piece.
Yep. Beautiful. While we've got you on the line, BJ, we missed you last week. You weren't here for the so if you could please give us you know, a quick, what is it that you are looking for this week? Okay. Doesn't have to be for your entire business. Just right now, you know, what's exciting to you? Who would you like to meet?
Okay, so as you guys know, I'm a photographer and videographer. This week, I would like to meet another creative that is focused on their business specifically, not necessarily, someone focused on their business, whether it be product or lifestyle. It can be video or photography. Do I need to share a success story?
No, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. Stories are good. But they tend to go long, so be quick.
Okay. I can't think of one at the moment, but that's why I asked. So yes, just basically a person that is looking for lifestyle or video for their product or business.
When you say another creative, what is that?
So someone that is a visual person, like Liberty with her art, or Aisha with dance or cooking, something that is creative. Not that real estate isn't creative, but just something that balances with photography, if that makes sense. So something, go ahead.
Is this someone you're looking for to be a power partner, or is this someone you're looking for to be a client?
A client.
Okay, so somebody who does, like, let's take Liberty as an example. She is a creative, she's an artist.
Right, exactly.
So you're talking about finding other artists who create their own art, and then you would document that art.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. And I'm thinking you probably also would mean like people who are making things, or people who are having like when people say creatives, a lot of times they mean like makers, or like maybe they have a clothing line, or maybe they sell something, like those kind of people who have the products that she's gonna be able to photograph.
Exactly.
Those things are often hard to photograph, and you need someone who really knows what they're doing.
That's why I keep you guys around, because you read my mind. So thanks.
You know, my mom is a potter. All my life, she made pottery. And man, when it was time to take photos of that stuff in order to submit for the fair, the county fair or whatever, man, that was the hardest part of her whole life. It wasn't the creating. It wasn't the firing of the kiln. It wasn't anything more. The stress was when the photos, and she was never happy. And this was a freaking pot, you know, a still life pot, you know. So it is a, you know, for artists, I know that, you know, getting a good product, I mean, a good photograph of what they make, it's really hard to please them, and they need a professional. So that would definitely be somebody for BJ. All right, let's move to the next one.
Hey, Eric, I'm sorry, my head is about to explode because I'm really confused. All right, so when I want someone thinking about me, right, and referring business to me, I don't want them to pre-qualify anybody. If they know anybody that needs a mortgage, has a mortgage, anything, a house, I want them to refer that person to me, right? So that's what I want people to think about me. Mortgages, houses, refer people to Jimmy. Because I find that a lot of people make the mistake, not to make the mistake, but a lot of people try to pre-qualify somebody and say, well, I don't know if they should call Jimmy, da, da, da. I'm like, you know what? That's my job. Let me figure it out, refer them to me. Now, today's exercise, we're just looking at like a specific.
Good. I'm going to go around and open up the
Mute yourself, T.
Here, I'll mute her. Now, what you're asking for today is just a specific thing we need this week. Is that what you, just like a specific thing we really want this week?
Yeah, I mean, what we're, you know, what this exercise is about thinking in much more micro ways. about what you're looking for.
Okay, so to clarify, I have a real clear vision of the ideal type of client that I want. I mean, that clear, right? I know exactly what it is, right? So by saying that, I want to say that to the group, but I don't want them to try to eliminate other people because it's not that person.
Right. Well, that's not the only person you're looking for. What you're looking for this week is X.
Okay. So it's just try to like
I only
speak
want to
that
work
into
with
existence
anybody
kind
you
of
know who owns a $10 million house or more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I would love to work with that person. How many people like that do you guys happen to probably know? Not that many, maybe, right? So then I'm worried that if I tell you I want to meet $10 million house owners, that I'm going to then, that's all you guys are going to try to introduce me to, and I'm never going to get a referral, right? That's my worry, right? Don't be worried about that, because what you want to do is you want to put it out there, what you're looking for. Next week, you can change it up to something else and something else, and just go, always being, a little bit different, a little bit, this week I'm looking for this week I'm looking for that, this week I'm looking for a dentist for my own family, whatever it is that I'm looking for, be very specific. Does that make sense? As opposed to, hey, anybody who owns a house, which that may be specific enough for you, right? Just anybody who owns a house. But I would say go deeper.
Well, I understand, but you always say anyone that says the word move, right?
That's right.
So
that's right.
You want anyone who says the word move. So that's who I'm thinking. Anyone's thinking about moving, I'm going to refer them to you. But if you're telling me today you want something really, really specific, I'm not going to eliminate that person. I'm just trying to jog my mind to think of those kind of people. Is that that's what we're doing today? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just.
No, for what do you mean? Jog your mind for me?
Yeah. For a specific, like while that person's. I got it now. I understand. I'm sorry. I got it. I understand. We're saying this out loud. So while that person's saying it, we're all thinking, do I know somebody like that? I got it now. Okay. All right.
The idea is to jar your memory today. Okay.
Today. Okay.
Now. Not next week, not in a month from now. How do we get that referral going today, right now? Right.
Got it.
So you want to jar their memory today with something, specific. Okay. Next week you go into something else, whatever. But you want to get them thinking about somebody specific for you today.
Okay. I got it. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was confused.
I don't know if I answered your question.
No, that's it. I got it.
All right, next, Liberty. Looking for showrooms, businesses that would like to be the showroom. So, Russ Talley, when the place is going full speed, New York Life probably has a lot of lobbies throughout the city. And that would be a place that could be a showroom, or Doug's Bakery. Or is that specifically that kind of thing that you're talking about, Liberty?
Yes. And I'm also really looking for places that are going to be maybe design minded as well. So like if people who, if someone who owns a gallery, I'd like a connection with a gallery owner. If someone who has a design firm and is looking for, maybe they have art installations on their walls, that's one thing. But can I also share my screen, because I wanted to show two success stories from this week. Can you see this?
Nope. Not yet.
Is that working? Let's see. Is that up there?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Oh, you're seeing all of my junk too. But basically, so this is the top one, came from a conversation I had with John this week, the top two pictures, and he's looking for something that is related to a beach theme. He loved the quilt I had done that is of a mountain that's based on some artwork I did. We talked about this beach themed one. And so I'm going to be doing a new piece of artwork and translating that into a piece that is beach themed for a project that he has going on in a beach house. And that's kind of exciting because that's multiple layers of art, which is fun for me. The bottom one is a set of jeans, and actually there's a letter that we printed onto fabric. of a person who, this is a memory quilt for a customer of mine. They had saved the clothing from someone who had passed, and we're turning it into this really incredibly complex but really beautiful design for the family. And it's a way of preserving the clothing without making it be real boxy and boring. So those are two success stories that I've had this week. I would say that for me, it's really about, you know, I have all these bodies of work. So that's why I shared that last week. And actually, I think that was really good. I really want to get those things out there. But those two success stories also, just for jogging your memory, if someone has like a special home that they want to get a place for, or get a piece for, or if they have a special memory they want to preserve, I kind of do all of that. And it makes me hard to describe sometimes, but I think that those are good ways to describe it.
Fantastic. Thank you. Love it. John, refinances. I got one word for you. Refinances. Where are you? Are you there? There you are.
I'm here.
So you want, you know, what would kind of be in our brains would be when someone refers someone to Jimmy, they should also refer that same person to you at the same time, right? Because you frankly need both.
Right.
But right now you're looking specifically for refinances. I don't know if you could be more specific. Maybe a specific story about someone.
You know, it's, you know, you're looking for specifics. I think you said specifics this week, right? So this week. Okay, so every week it can change a little bit.
Every week.
This week, so I think that was last week. And so this week, I would probably say, again, refinances are good, but to really be specific, really cut to the chase, where I make the most money is realtors, because when you sell a house, I make more money. Refinances, which are great, I don't make quite as much because there's one policy of title insurance going on instead of two. So when you buy a house and somebody takes a loan, all cash transaction, obviously there's no loan, but when you buy a house, you typically get a loan. So there's two title policies going on at the same time. I make more money when there's two going on at the same time. So right now, looking for a realtor, getting really specific, looking for a realtor, maybe unhappy with their title company, or, you know, maybe starting off in the business and, you know, looking for a title company. So something like that would be a good specific for this week. Price range doesn't matter. You know, I do like the idea of the $10 million home, Erik, that, you know, those are very nice sales. But like I said, I'm not honing in on that, but yeah, a realtor that maybe is not happy with their title company, or maybe a realtor that is starting off, that is looking for a title company. And
how do you like broach that with a non-professional person not in the industry? You know, like, hey, I know you're a realtor, and are you happy with your title rep? Like, you wouldn't go to that extent, right?
No, it would be, so like for the group, it would be more on the lines of, you happen to know a realtor, and you know, and hey, I know this guy in my group that's a, you know, title guy that's been doing it a long time. One of the things you could say about me is, you know, I've been doing this longer than most of the realtors have been doing this. I mean, I'm 33 years this month, you know, and it's not that many realtors I even run into that have been doing it this long, let alone title people that have been doing it as long as I have. And a great example. So there is a realtor that door knocks and cold calls and everything else, my parents' neighborhood. And I talk about this guy. He's been, I'll tell you exactly how long he's been doing it, about 25 years. So I'm still longer than him. And I saw him from when he first started, you know, cold calling and door knocking and leaving scratch pads. I've seen him kind of progress through the whole process. He does really well. And it happens that him and I went to the same junior high. And I know I met him at that time, but we have some common friends. I actually called him up about 10 years ago when I was doing a marketing class and talked to him and told him what I was doing. So to fast forward, he door knocked my parents' house the other day when I was there, and he comes to the door, and I wasn't expecting him, and I haven't actually seen him in years. Talked to him maybe 10 years ago, just out of the blue, and he remembered me. And he's there door knocking, and you'll appreciate this, Erik, because I turned the tables on him while he was working me over for a listing. I turned the tables on him and said, well, wait a minute. If you're going to work me over, I'm going to work you over. And we actually had a very nice conversation, and we traded some emails, and I'm probably going to do some business with him. So kind of a success story.
I love that story because that anchors in for all of us how the realtor is what you're looking for.
The realtor.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Jim, business resources.
Yeah, that was last week.
Resources. Okay. Good. Be specific. What else?
Interestingly enough, I did come up with a couple of business resources this past week. But what I really wanted to talk about is, I'm looking for, this is springtime. A lot of people are really dealing with allergies. So we all know somebody who goes, oh, my allergies are killing me. Oh, I got a sinus infection again. Like if anybody like that who's going, I've got this problem, and specifically like that, because right now there's a lot of that going on. So I can turn that around for them. They have to come see me. And I've done that. So I'll tell you a story. I have a patient who came to me for that. He actually came to me for something else. But while he was there, he mentioned, I get sinus infections multiple times a year. And I always have to take antibiotics. And then the antibiotics put me into this spin where, I have digestive problems because of that. So he's a professional. He runs an office. He's got about 5 or 6 employees. And his wife is also part of his practice. And so I basically, we went through a season where he had got a couple of sinus infections, and instead of getting antibiotics, he came to me and I treated them for him. And I basically said, look, if you can get through this without needing antibiotics, you're not going to actually need to take antibiotics for your sinus infection, maybe for the rest of your life, but certainly for a long time. If you continue to kind of like work on them from this perspective, you won't get to the point where it's out of control like that. You need that kind of medicine. And so we got him there. He, of course, one time he was out of town, he had to go, he took antibiotics, and then he was like back into this sort of spiral that people can sometimes get into, where then their digestion gets messed up, and then their energy gets messed up, and then they're just not feeling well because they have this one problem that leads to these other problems. So but eventually, throughout probably that second season, he got completely resolved, and he's doing really well. And he has sent me probably about 6 or 7 patients from his office. All of them are happy, all kinds of different problems. But really, what the point I'm trying to make is that everyone knows someone who is walking around with a problem that they think they just have to live with, that they do not have to just live with it. Like, you can be without this problem. But because they've had it for so long, they don't really think about it. When I take away people's pain and their problems like that, sometimes I joke with them. I'm like, your pain is gone? Do you miss it? Yeah, because, and ironically, some people are like, I can't remember who it was recently. Someone got off my table and they were like, I don't know how to feel right now because I've only had pain for as long as I can remember. And this is the first time in a really long time that I have not.
Wow. Spectacular. Spectacular. Love it. If that doesn't help you figure out what Jim's looking for, I don't know what does. Allergies, pain, chronic, people who are used to the pain, like that ingrained in their brain. Thank you, Jim. Next, Cynthia. 2 people in the doghouse in real estate issues.
Okay.
So you want 2 people in the
Okay.
doghouse, right?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, great. All right. So I'm looking for a landlord with a problem tenant or a tenant with a problem landlord. And my success story is, I'm just going to hone in on one. A landlord had a tenant that said, I want this tenant to leave. I don't have a way to get this tenant out. So we sat down, and by sitting down, I mean, we did a bunch of emails. I analyzed everything, and ding, a light bulb went off in my head, and bada bing, bada boom, the tenant was happily gone. I have so many creative solutions to all kinds of problems, and sometimes it just takes an experienced eye on the situation to figure it out. And it's like that pain Jim was talking about, and it's not always a tenant. Sometimes it's a landlord. That pain, I can handle that for you. It may not always be immediate. Sometimes with Jim, it's like you get up off the table and the pain is gone. With me, sometimes it's a longer process, but I can help you with that.
Can I just say, you know, with what Cynthia does, all of us know people who are renting. Some of us know people who are landlords. The fact is that when that relationship has to end, there is no way that a layman can separate those 2 people. It is, I mean, without a lot of luck, it is brain surgery. It is nuclear fusion. It is really complicated with 2 human beings trying to separate them from the same property. And you cannot go into it without an attorney, period, end of story. The failures are so expensive in these cases. I have a case where I introduced somebody to Cynthia. Landlord needs to get rid of her tenants. Tough situation. What did she do? I told her, you've got to talk to Cynthia. She did talk to Cynthia just to get a little bit of information for free, it sounds like. And then she went ahead and did it herself. And now the whole thing has blown up in her face. She's gotten lawyer letters from her tenants, right? All the things that she was trying to avoid, all so she could save maybe $500 on a consultation, or $800, whatever. And instead, this is going to cost her $100,000. I mean, it's not even close compared to what Cynthia would have cost to help get her what she wants. So just don't even bother trying with separating tenants and landlords. Okay. Anything else? Didn't mean to take over your monologue there, Cynthia.
No, thank you. And there aren't always easy solutions, particularly right now with the COVID protections in place. A lot of tenants have been impacted. So it's not always easy to extricate a tenant, but you've got to look at it from the 30,000 foot view, long range. What's going to be better for you? And you have to think of a win-win sometimes. What's going to be better for your tenant? Sometimes you have to think about the tenant. And a lot of landlords aren't willing or able to do that. So there's a lot of good perspective I think I bring to the table, and I'm happy to help.
Awesome. Thank you, Cynthia. Next, Jimmy. Jimmy is looking for more realtors similar to John. I feel a special type of pressure on me to introduce you to realtors since I'm a realtor. But tell us more, like specifically. Maybe, for example, like, dig down into, who, not just me, but like the average layman does know an agent somewhere in the city, right? How do you get that person to refer that agent to you? Like all of us know a
Great
realtor.
question.
We know that, right?
Yes, everyone knows a realtor. If you know realtors, friends, family, things like that, and you could just talk to them about it. So what do you do when your buyers need? The question is, what do you do when your buyers need a loan, right? Are you happy with the resources that you use? Because I got a great guy, Jimmy, who will take care of your folks with a 5-minute conversation. Jimmy will vet them and let you know if they're good and they're qualified and what they can do. He'll do a free backup approval. He'll do he's easy. He'll call them. He'll take care of them. You know, no pressure. They don't have to use Jimmy, but Jimmy will give them advice, and that's what you can say, because a lot of realtors have had they've all had bad experiences, right, Erik? And they've all had great experiences. And my job is to give people great experience, and also, like I said, to advise them, you know, if they need it. So that's, yeah. If you have a realtor, that's the conversation. Yeah, you know, who do they refer their buyers to for loans? You know, and you know, would they want someone who can, another resource that can give them an honest opinion?
Beautiful. Thank you very much. So when we're talking, when we're referring Jimmy, we're also referring John. Realtors. Your friend, the realtor, the one who sold you the house or got you the lease or whatever, that person. For me, I always say that I want to own the word move in your mind. So, you know, if you hear somebody use the word move, that should be a trigger. Erik Flexner introduced this person to Erik. And specifically, you know, it could be moving offices. It could be moving from one lease to another. It could be moving across the country. It could be moving your company. It could be moving your dog. It could be moving anything. Anything that is getting moved. If I can't help, I promise you, I know somebody who can help better than you probably know. So I can at least refer someone if I'm not able to do the job because I network with every kind of person who helps people move. Okay? So again, move is the word. When you hear that, I'd love for you to think of me. And I'll give a story next time. We're running out of time. So let's see. Is there anyone besides Aisha who has not gone? I think everybody's gone. So what we're going to do now is we're going to break into a quick and dirty 30-second commercial. I'm going to be the timer here. And Aisha, if you could go first, we just want a quick, Jimmy, can you put up the screen?
Yeah, and just for direction, I know today we've been specific to what we want this week. Do you want the commercial to be more of what overall I encompass, or what do I want to get out of this week? 30 seconds, go.
Yeah, I would say the second one.
Okay.
Okay, 30 seconds is the key.
Okay.
You'll hear the timer go off. Are you ready?
Oh, the pressure. Okay.
Don't worry about it. All right, here we go. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Aisha Dillard. I specialize in teaching dance and cooking classes underneath the brand umbrella of The Aisha Life. Specifically for this week, I'm looking for parents and organizations that are ready to engage, activate, motivate their children to a new life, a new wonderment of dance and cooking classes. If you know of anyone, any organizations, any families, any pods, any daycare centers that are looking to bring on a new teacher that can come in weekly and specifically teach a 45-minute to an hour class of dance and cooking, I am someone that specializes in that. I make it fun. I make it interesting. I teach more about body and self-awareness, how to be independent in your cooking style, have a healthy lifestyle while having fun. And at the end of every lesson, we will always dance and say, hey, what can we do?
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Awesome. We went a little bit over. My alarm did not actually turn on, which is annoying. But thank you very much. That was very helpful, Aisha, and we hope to see you again next week. Next, let's go to Russ Talley.
Okay. You have someone that you love? Who is that person? Who are those people? Close your eyes and picture them in your mind. These are the people that you'll do anything to help and protect. Their love is a gift to you. Match their love with a life-changing gift that allows you to continue your love and protection when you're gone. So who do you love? I'm Russ Talley, a life insurance agent with New York Life. If you love someone, let me help you gift your love to those people.
I love it. Thank you. And with Russ, remember why he's looking for good people who love each other is that the person who is going to be his client ultimately is not going to profit from what that person is doing. It's the family, it's the downline of people that are going to get the benefits, right? So that's why you're looking for somebody who cares, because if you don't care about your family, why would you get life insurance?
Yep.
All right, John Chadbourne.
Hey, good morning. It's John Chadbourne. I'm with Equity Title. My service is title insurance. I was thinking of something funny here, and I've used the. I know I'm going off my 30-second. I'm out of character, right? Go. And I've showed you guys the picture of an outhouse, and I don't know why this thing is sitting here, but I was, we bought this the other day from my parents' house, and I thought, okay, well, I need to do a hook. So I'm like, and I'm sitting here at the table, and this thing is literally just sitting next to me. And so let me help clean up the title on your property. What I'm looking for this week is a real estate agent. Thank you.
Beautiful. Love it. Next, let's go to Antonio.
I gotta follow that.
You're also welcome to go off the rails.
That was literally off the rail. Good morning. My name is Antonio Goodwin, your financial advisor. And again, I am your financial advisor. So whether you're independent and a single individual, married individual, you have goals, you have dreams, whether it be being retired because you're being tired a couple times, or you want to retire, let me help you put a plan together to guide you into your retirement and through your retirement. Antonio Goodwin, financial advisor with Ameriprise Financial.
Awesome. 6 seconds left. Next, let's go to BJ.
I got a banjo.
No, you don't get it back. BJ, we can't hear you.
You said BJ. Okay, good. Okay. Search no more. You found the one-stop shop for your photography needs, from videos for your business to photography with your family or a special occasion or event. BJ the photographer has you covered. And that's it. And I think that was only 15 seconds.
Yes, that was. Very nice. Next, Jimmy.
Sorry there, I had to unmute myself. Hi, everybody. It's Jimmy Green with Finance of America Mortgage. Jimmy Green, think green, baby. I help people save green on their refinances. I help them get green to buy a home. So think Jimmy Green. Did I pass any tips this week? No, but who can you refer me? Anybody that wants to buy a house or has a house. Thank you, Jimmy Green, Finance of America Mortgage.
All right, great. Next, Jim Bloomfield.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jim Bloomfield. I'm an acupuncturist and a healthcare professional, and I help people who have long-term chronic problems find really new ways to solve them. When people come to me, they transform into healthier and happier people. And so those are the referrals I'm looking for, are people who need to be healthier and happier. I'm passing a tip to Liberty this week.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Love it. And let's go to Liberty then.
Right. So you need inspiration and I have it. I'm Liberty Worth and I'm the artist that you know. If it's your walls in your house or office that need something new, or you need a unique and one-of-a-kind gift, contact me. Maybe you want a memory preserved or even a group you want to be inspired and grown. Those are all things that I do. Keep me in mind, because not only am I creative, but I also do it with a big heart.
Beautiful. And I agree with that. That's for sure. You sure do. All right. Next, Cynthia.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Juneau Law Offices, real estate attorney. And has that landlord-tenant relationship in your life gone rotten? Let me help you. I will help you look at the whole situation with a new perspective, and I will bring extensive knowledge of the law and extensive knowledge of the solutions to your problem. And I will turn this into, okay, I don't have a fresh banana, but yeah, I passed the tip last week.
Love it. Love it. Spectacular. All right, T.
I'm going to be thinking about you every time I go grocery shopping now. Thank you.
That's right. This rotten banana is one of Cynthia's, problems that she fixes right here. All right, next T.
Okay, sorry, I'm on a job site, so I wanted to flip my camera. Can you guys see? I don't know how to do this. Anyhow,
Yeah, that's good.
Can you see it around me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I don't know how to work
the site. We see the
around
site.
you.
We see it.
Okay, perfect. So that's what I'm trying to say. Does your project look like this? Trash is what I'm trying to point to. Let me help you. Let me help you save time, clean up your space, and let me help you save time and money. I'm here to serve. I'm looking for anyone who wants to renovate their home, thinking about renovating their home, or wanting to start from the ground up. TLC Construction is here to help with over 18 years of construction management experience.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Sorry, I was doing the best that I could on the job site. It's loud here too.
That was spectacular. That was one of the better commercials. We got the visual and everything.
Oh, thank you.
So, and then last one is me, Erik Flexner, Coldwell Banker, real estate. My office is in Hancock Park, but I help people all over the city. Right now, the most difficult thing, the thing that all the realtors are talking about, is how to help their buyer win in multiples. Why? Because multiples, meaning multiple offers on the same house, is the norm. If you don't have a house that's on the market with multiple offers on it, there's something wrong with the price or the house, because otherwise there are 10 people on every house. And how do you become that one person out of 10 who wins and gets to own that house? That's a secret sauce that I can help you or your clients with, because it is very, very hard to win in, when you've got 10 other people you're competing with. There are specific ways that I win with my clients. Probably 2 out of every 3 win in multiples against 10 other people. So I guess that was way too long. Any buyers that you have that are having problems. All right, next. Any announcements or testimonials before we call it a day?
Yeah, I've got a testimonial. I want to give a testimonial to Cynthia. I got a client, and John's helping with this too, and so is Laisha. But I got to say, and this goes back to what she said at the very beginning. Someone who represents themselves in court has an idiot for a client, right? You heard that expression? So this person, they wrote their own trust, and they used, whatever is LegalZoom and blah, blah, blah. Well, unfortunately, the daughter helped the mother write the trust. The mother passed away, but she didn't put her property in the trust. So that meant the daughter didn't have a right to it, and it had to go to probate and all this stuff. And then they had a reverse mortgage. In a reverse mortgage, you have to sell the property and change title within 6 months after the person dies. So here they were, it wasn't in the trust. They couldn't put it in the trust. They had to get the mortgage changed in 6 months. Cynthia came in and saved the day, got them set up in court, hexed that position, got the property in the trust. John got the title changed into the trust. So now we can do the refinance, and this lovely friend of mine can now keep her home that her mother gave to her. Awesome job, Cynthia.
Wow, go team
Thank you.
HBRN.
Thank you,
awesome.
Jimmy, for that referral. She was wonderful.
Love it. I think on that note, we will call it a day. Good job. That's a great tip, right? That's the power of an outside tip, because
hold on, Erik.
that person can go to multiple people. What, Jimmy?
She's got something to say.
Before we hang up,
yeah,
I will give a testimonial to Laisha, because the job site that I'm actually working on was a referral from her. And as you see all around, I have 3 different crews working. So this is really helping to take care of their family. So it's always nice to be a part of that. And then also to Erik, because Erik brought Miriam last week, and Miriam and I had a wonderful conversation, and talking about potentially she has an immediate need for someone like me. So we're working on some things. So thank you, Erik, for bringing her to the group.
Yay! Love it.
I have an announcement. I will not be here next week physically in California. I'll be out of the country, but I'm going to do it from where I'll be. So, but the day I leave is the day of the meeting. So hopefully I can I'm gonna work it out, but yeah.
All right. Well, we will count on you for next week then.
All right.
Where are you going?
Dominican Republic.
Ooh, cool. All right, everybody. Have a beautiful week. Go kick some butt. Make sure to do a lot of referrals.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.